Welcome to the Mind of Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 136. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is our basketball podcast. We recap, break down, analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. Oh, Ja. A lot to get into. You know, it's approaching. So that means the seedings and the standings are starting to finalize, starting to get a better idea of who's going to be who and what's the playing tournament going to be like and all that. Things are changing. But how are you?
Oh, yeah, I think I'm tired, man. I'm tired of life.
Tired of life?
Yeah.
So you can't say you're tired of life and then smile. Yeah, that's the camera. That's not how that works.
Nah, but I'm pushing through. You know, there's beauty in the struggle. You know what I mean?
Yep, there is beauty in the struggle. Just like there's beauty in watching basketball.
Yeah.
So let's get into that basketball action. What shall we start with first? A lot of playoff implications for these games. Things are finalized. Oh, by the way, the King is back.
Let's start off with that game. I was gonna say we could start off with the team that was behind you just a second ago, but hey, let's start off with that game. The King is back.
King is back, and not only is he back, Dennis Schroeder is also back.
Yeah.
Hey. This is dangerous. It's dangerous. This is dangerous in the Western Conference. This is really dangerous. And LeBron, he ankle? Where? What problem? Ankle problem?
I'm telling you, man.
Look great to me.
Exactly. I'm telling you, man, this is a dude who is crazy because he barely ever got injured prior to got seriously injured prior to that season with the groin. And just like you could just never think of this dude being hurt. Even if he went through an injury, you can't really sit there and say, wait, he suffered an injury?
Mm-hmm.
Trust and believe. I swear I didn't realize it. I swear I thought he was fine. I thought he was perfectly good. That's how legendary Bryant is. And that's the reason why people dub him as the greatest athlete of all time. Because to have that kind of conditioning on your body, even though he spent a lot of money on it, hey, it cannot just always be about Yeah. But it cannot be economic. This got to be genetics. This got to be pure, blessed, lucky, once in a lifetime, once in a blue moon, once in a generation, just just one of one genetics, I swear. Because it's impossible. There's no way you telling me. Because let me tell you something. We see what money could do to a body. All that plastic surgery and stuff, that could hurt. Trust and believe, that could kill you. This is a different man we talking about here now. Just know that. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. LeBron, like you said, different man. And he looked great last night. He really did. LeBron is against the Pacers team. It's been in the realms of inconsistency. Also not having Brogdon and Sabonis out there.
Yeah.
But also we got to credit to that Pacers team. They stay within reach throughout most of the game. I believe so. What's so funny?
You want to know why?
What?
That man, Karis LeVert, was balling like it was no tomorrow. I swear to what.
Yeah, listen, man, they trying to get the 8th seed, so they was trying. And Karis LeVert was leading them.
Karis LeVert, oh my gosh. You want to talk about 3-level scorer, hooper, the ability to put the ball on the floor and create his own shot. Man, his game it had that silky, smooth, lanky street ball kind of style to it. That flair that any street baller would have usually. Because the way he was just moving and cooking on the court was he was just being disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta admit he was being disrespectful.
Well, Karis, yeah, he's a menace.
Karis the menace.
Yeah, well, that's Dennis the menace, and he played well too. Yeah, Schroeder played well too, but yeah, Karis LeVert, he was really out there balling. He was hooping. He was getting in rhythm. He was like the main person on this Pacers team that kept them within arm's reach. And
Yeah.
even though the Lakers really had the lead for majority of that game, whenever
Mhm.
the Pacers made a little bit of a push, it's because of him. I mean, he was doing it all offensively in terms of scoring and making plays. I mean, he had double-double, he had 28 and 12.
Exactly. He's doing it all, and you can see the progression. That man is a cold dude. What Stephen A. be saying? That's a bad man.
Well, Stephen A.'s talking about another guy
Well, he talking about
in the
another guy.
football world, but yeah.
But hey, still, what if a player is like that in any kind of profession of athleticism? Trust and believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Yeah.
bad man.
Yeah, but for it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. It was not enough because the Lakers, they're fully healthy. Pacers struggling. Yep, they just capitalized on this, a much needed win for this Lakers team
Yeah,
as they're trying to get out of that play-in. Obviously, the Pacers are in the play-in; they can't go out of it.
exactly.
But they could go up. But I believe with this loss, I don't think they can go up
Yeah.
because the Wizards have that tiebreaker over them.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so, right? The Wizards have the tiebreaker over them.
Yeah. They won the I believe because they won twice against them. They won twice against them.
Oh yeah, the Wizards, right? Yeah.
The Wizards beat them twice.
So actually, oh yeah. No, I'm bugging. So yeah, the highest they can go is the ninth seed.
Mm-hmm.
That is because of a situation that we'll get into a little bit later on. But amongst the teams battling in that realm, eighth, ninth seed, just mentioned the Wizards. Just finished talking about the Pacers. Was the Charlotte Hornets last night? They went to the Garden. They went to the Garden to battle those New York Knicks, and he had himself a monster game. Julius Randle
He did.
with
Yes, he did.
a triple double. I mean, all NBA. Someone just say he's all NBA. He's all NBA. He's
You could
all
say.
NBA.
You
I'll
could
say
say.
it. He's all NBA. What he's
Good.
doing for this team, what he's doing this year, has been sensational. I mean, he's doing it on all sides of the ball. He's a great rebounder. He's their best playmaker and passer. I mean, he's their best scorer.
Mm.
I mean, come on. They give him the ball in late game situations. What else can you ask for in terms of an all-star, all-NBA type play?
Yeah. The reason I
Come
say
on,
you
man.
said the reason I say you say not me because I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna joke around and say I'm a Knicks hater.
Knicks hater.
Stop. Don't do it. I know what you want to say. Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, man. I'll let you buy. I'll let you buy. Fine. But see the Knicks were winning, and they were pretty good. But somewhere in that third quarter, the Hornets they still battling. The Knicks trying to move up. They trying to move up.
Mm-hmm.
So this time they got to go out there and play. And they finally woke up in that third quarter. Really.
Yeah. Oh man, the best defensive team in the league, or one of or the top two best defensive team in the league,
Yeah. The
and
Knicks.
that half of the third quarter and most in parts of the fourth, well, most of the fourth, the Hornets was just taking it to the street with the way that they was playing, like athleticism, transitions, dunks, like dunking on people. Your man's New Orleans got it bad. Trust and believe. Your man's New Orleans got it
When
bad.
you're an elite shot blocker, that just happens.
Yeah, but he got it bad though.
But yeah, he did.
PJ Washington shouldn't have did that. But yeah, but you talking about Mikal Bridges jumping out the gym. You talk about
Miles.
I said Mikal.
Mikal.
Miles
Miles, who returned
Bridges,
in this game, and he had
Miles
himself
Bridges.
a monster game.
Yep, Malik Monk jumping. Talk about PJ Washington. I was just like, what? I was like, wait. I was like, nah, they just disrespecting y'all. In the Mecca, they disrespecting y'all. That's disrespectful.
Regardless, Devontae Graham also had a great game.
Yes.
But the Knicks were able to come back into this game in that fourth quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the lead. But the Hornets made big shots down the stretch. Skitty Teddy. made some key layups down the stretch. It was a tie game, and the Hornets had a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Devontae Graham, I believe he was the one that had the ball. He had a good look, open three, missed, ended up going to overtime, and the Knicks took over in that overtime.
Yes, they did. They finally got it back to normal after being disrespected in that third and fourth quarter.
Hey, it's just more disrespectful than that.
What was that? The loss.
Yes, the loss. So the Knicks win, thus saving their chances of moving up, because this probably would have hindered their chances with a big loss against the Hornets team. And the Hornets, still the 8th seed, but we'll talk about their situation later on. Another game, talking about the Knicks, they're trying to move up because they were behind the Miami Heat coming into last night. Miami Heat went up against the Milwaukee Bucks. They still have a chance to take that 2nd seed, even though the Nets beat the Bulls last night. They still have a chance, but they win last night and they win tonight, but the Nets lost tonight. So they still trying to battle it out.
Yeah.
And with Butler not playing in Miami, Bucks win, and thank you, Bucks. Thank you, Bucks. As a Knicks fan, let me pick my pieces of Knicks fan. Listen, Miami, y'all said y'all not afraid of anybody, y'all not threatened. So I guess, just take this L. Don't mean anything right now, right? Don't mean anything right now. Going to the postseason. Wait a minute. Please wait a minute.
I got
going to the postseason. Going to the postseason. I mean, y'all just beat this bum team last year, right? Right? MVP, 2-time MVP. Who was that bum? Defensive player. Who's that bum? I mean, they don't mean anything, right? Not mean anything to y'all. Not reigning Eastern Conference champions. No way. So I mean, take this L right now, but this is all about your plan, right? Just to face them in the first round and eliminate them once again. I mean, new team, Drew Holiday. Oh, please. Right? Heat in 6. Hey, thanks. I guess as a Knicks fan, thanks. It was much appreciated, and thanks, Drew Holiday. Thanks, Giannis. I can't give out DiVincenzo, Middleton, Lopez, Mike Budenholzer, for now. Thanks, Bucks. Thanks, Bucks. Forbes. Other Antetokounmpo brother. I really got to give it to everybody on the team. Really.
Thank you, Ray Allen. But
Ray Allen, Michael Redd.
Kareem.
Really want to appreciate what?
Lou Alcindor.
Yep, Lou Alcindor. The whole organization.
The first Mr. Triple-Double. Double.
Mr. Triple-Double. Yes, Oscar Robertson, or former Mr. Triple-Double.
Yeah.
Former Mr. Triple-Double. Oh yeah. Don't really go into detail about this game. There's really no need.
They got dusted. They got dusted.
That's all that happened. And as a result, with the Knicks win against Charlotte and the Heat loss against Milwaukee, the Knicks are the 4th seed. And well, we'll talk about it a little bit later. Also, another game that happened in terms of the standings for last night. The Suns, who can still get the 1st seed, they beat the Spurs. Spurs rested their starters. They can't go up or down. So DeRozan, Rudy Gay, DeJounte Murray, they didn't play. And this was a blowout from the Suns that you would expect. So yeah, that's just another key game that happened around the league. And also we mentioned the Nets beating the Bulls. So yeah. Before we go into the predictions of the final night of the regular season, how about we give some congratulations to the Hall of Fame class of 2021. One, Tamika Catchings of the WNBA, star of the WNBA. Clap it
So
up for
nice.
her. Clap it up for her.
She was so nice. I swear, man. I swear.
Rudy Tom Janovich, former player and coach of the Houston Rockets team that won 2 NBA championships, of course, led by Hakeem the Dream. Their only NBA championships.
Well, they would have never had it if it wasn't for Jordan.
Really? Really? You want to pick this time to hate? Of all times. Also, Rudy Tom Janovich, former NBA player, 5-time All-Star. So great to see him. What was his most famous quote?
Never underestimate the heart of a champion.
Yep, never underestimate the heart of a champion. And of course, this class was headlined by first Kevin Garnett, one of the greatest power forwards we ever seen play this game, former MVP, NBA champion, the best player to ever play for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yep.
Anything's possible. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. He revolutionized the game and was the first person in a really long time to come out of high school.
Yes.
He's the trend for this whole thing of this one and done and people coming out of school early. He started it all, even though the plan was always there in the NBA before that.
Yeah. He was really revolutionized the game, really helped it evolve into what we see now. So yeah, big ticket KG. Of course, he's one of the greatest power forwards of all time. Let's talk about the greatest power forward of all time. Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs, of course. Former MVP, multiple time champion, finals MVP, big fundamental, one of the best bank shots in the game, one of the best mid-range shots in the game, post up. I mean, a tremendous leader, coached by that man right behind me, Greg Popovich.
I like that.
So, yeah, Tim Duncan. What else can you say about that, man?
Ooh, got you. Almost. Nice try.
Also, Tim Duncan, championship in every decade that he played in. Late 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. And, of course, last, certainly not least, Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest players that played this game. And he has 2 Hall of Fame careers, number 8 and number 24. I mean, he has the second highest point total in a single game, 81, a multiple time champion, him with the most dominated duels in history, him and Shaq. 5-time NBA champion, former NBA MVP, finals MVP. One of the greatest scorers we've ever seen play this game. The heart and mentality he had, one of the most ridiculous mentalities, Mamba mentality that we still talk about to this day that he had when he was playing.
Yeah.
So
to go into that real quick, I think that's great and all, but I think the most greatest aspect when it comes to him as the purest form of a human being, to which is why he's more larger than life to majority of the people in the world who know about him, is because he's probably the most hardest working human being I ever seen. When I say hard working and dedication and craft, you can name a lot of people, but I think Kobe is really one of one. Like, I know Jordan's competitive and whatsoever, and you probably, football, so you probably know about Tom Brady and whatsoever and their things and their schemes and Lawrence Taylor and stuff like that. But I really never met a human being in or out of the limelight who has that kind of work ethic a day in my life.
Yeah, his work ethic was legendary, second to none. First in the gym, last to leave. And if he saw you in the gym, he'll work 10 times harder to prove that, yeah, I'm the hardest worker. And you will never outwork me. That was just what Kobe was based on what everybody says and everything that he said in the past, of course. So, of course, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant, to his untimely, unfortunate death last year. And congratulations to him, KG, Tim Duncan, Tamika Catchings, Rudy Tom Janovich, Hall of Fame class 2021, a legendary Hall of Fame class.
Tamika Catchings, I love watching her. I swear.
She was nice. I didn't really catch a lot of what she played, but
she was one of the superstars of the WNBA, especially in that from that early to for like a whole decade. Actually, that whole decade of the 2000s and into the 2010s, she was one of the best players. She was always one of the top players in the game, especially defensively. She was one of the best defensive players up there for sure, along with Lisa Leslie, all those other women that played in the WNBA, who are one of the best. And you know how the NBA has their top 50 of all time whatsoever. Yeah. The WNBA got their top all time, and she's up there, and she deserves to be. She did it on both ends, one of the best two-way players, not just in the women's game, but in the game in general. So she deserves a lot.
You've educated me on some of those topics. A lot of topics that I don't know about, especially with 70s and 60s basketball. You know a lot more than I do in terms of it's definitely 60s. I know enough about 70s, but 60s, yeah. So a way to educate me and the audience on Tamika Catchings. And yeah, congratulations to her and the rest of the Hall of Fame 2021 class. Now, with that being said, let's get into the final predictions of the regular season from us and the final set of NBA games. Starting off with the 1:00 game, ESPN prime time. The Boston Celtics going up against the New York Knicks. If the Knicks win this game, they will clinch the 4th seed no matter what happens in the other games. But they have to win this game for that to happen. If they lose, they will still have a chance to clinch. But nonetheless, who do you have?
I think this is the Knicks' chance to get it.
I agree. I got the Knicks. Also, the Celtics can't move up or down. So
they may still play Tatum.
They played Tatum last night against Minnesota.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't think they should risk that. And no, I'm not just saying that because I'm a Knicks fan.
Nah.
That would be ridiculous. I mean, why would you play Tatum right now? You give him this rest.
Yeah.
If you do play Tatum, maybe play him 15 minutes.
Exactly.
So yeah. But yeah, I got the Knicks. Yeah. Next up, a big game. The Charlotte Hornets going up against the Washington Wizards. And I mentioned that we would get back to this a little bit later. That is the later, as whoever wins this game will be the 8th seed. The Pacers, the Hornets, and the Wizards are all tied. With the Hornets, the Wizards having the tiebreaker over the Pacers, that means the Pacers can't be the 8th seed.
Yeah.
So if the Pacers win their game, which up next against the Raptors, then they will be the 9th seed. But we don't know who will be the 8th seed. So let's see. Who do you have winning this big game between the Hornets and the Wizards?
Well, the thing is, I don't think Bradley Beal's coming back for this game. But I could be wrong. And as much as I love Westbrook, this team compared to the Hornets is they're not bad. Of course, we know that they're good, but they're not better than the Hornets. And I got the Hornets winning this and taking the 8th seed.
Interesting. Big games. Yeah. I, however, got the Wizards. I think that, yes, they might not look the best compared to the Hornets, some of their role players, but I feel like they role players can keep it competitive, keep it in the game enough.
Yeah.
Westbrook can take over feel like they could surprise the Hornets with their 3-point shooting, the players they have around. So I think that the Wizards can win this game. On up next, as I mentioned earlier or a second ago, the Pacers going against the Raptors.
Pacers.
Pacers. The Suns going against the Spurs. Suns. And the second primetime game of the night, ESPN 3:30. We just talked about the battle of the 8th and the 9th to see who will take the 8th place. Is another battle between the 8th and the 9th in the Western Conference. That is right, the Memphis Grizzlies going to Golden State, San Francisco, to battle the Golden State Warriors. Whoever wins this game will be the 8th seed.
I got Golden State.
And I would have to agree on this one. I'm thinking about my surprise team. The Grizzlies are my surprise team. It will be a big surprise if they win this game.
Exactly.
But I do think that the Grizzlies, their roster is better than the Warriors, but the Grizzlies don't have Stephen Curry.
Exactly. And that's the main difference. And that man could single-handedly, once again, impact a whole game. If you don't believe me, ask Chris Paul.
You need to stop that. But
I'm just saying.
Okay, that's true. That's fine. I got the Warriors as well. Next, the Magic going against the 76ers. Not a game that matters to either team.
Sixers.
Magic. The Cavs going against the Nets. The Nets win, they will clinch the 2nd seed.
The Nets.
The Nets. Hope for my hot take. The Cavs spoil it. But the Rockets going against the Hawks. Only chance for the Hawks to get the 4th seed will be a Knicks loss to the Celtics and their win against the Rockets.
Yep, I got the Hawks.
I got the Hawks. The Heat going against the Pistons. The Heat's chances of getting the 4th seed will be a Knicks and Hawks loss.
Yeah. Heat.
The Jazz going against the Kings. If the Jazz win this game, they will clinch the number 1 seed.
Well, this is Jazz opportunity. I got the Jazz.
Not only clinch the number 1 seed, but clinch the best record in the league.
Yeah, I got the Jazz for sure.
Yep, I got the Jazz as well. The Nuggets going up against the Blazers. If the Nuggets do win this game, they'll clinch the 4th seed. If the Blazers win this game, they will clinch a playoff berth. Big game. I meant the Nuggets will clinch the 3rd seed. I think I said 4th seed.
Oh, you said 4th seed.
Yeah, I meant 3rd seed. So who you got?
Dang. This is my dark horse, and they just let me down so much. Well, I guess they got to disappoint me more. I got the Nuggets.
Wow.
It just something. Ever since Jamal Murray went out, they just been playing like they always played like this, but they just playing more free flowing still. Like I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like they've been able to really keep up.
Yeah,
and even like sometimes get better.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm not mad with that pick. And matter of fact, that's my pick as well. I got the Nuggets.
Sorry, Blazers playing game though. We love you.
Well, we'll see what happens. The Clippers going against the Thunder for the Clippers' chance to have the 3rd seed. The Nuggets will have to lose to the Blazers, and they will have to beat Thunder. Clippers. The NBA TV primetime game, 9 o'clock. The Los Angeles Lakers going against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Lakers to get out of the play-in, the Blazers will have to lose, and they will have to win.
Well, we chose the Blazers losing and the Nuggets, and I got the Lakers winning in this.
Well, I thought you said play-in bound. What happened? Play-in bound Lakers, huh? Play-in bound Lakers.
Until the Blazers started to disappoint me more and more.
Listen, man, they were playing great basketball. They just lost to the Suns. That was all. They was playing great basketball. They're on a 5-game winning streak right before that.
Still embarrassing. The way they lost, still embarrassing.
All right, that's true. And yes, I got the Lakers as well. The Mavericks going against the Timberwolves, not a game that matters. Wait, does it?
Well, no, the Mavs already clinched, so it didn't matter.
No, they clinched, but the Blazers
seeding?
have the tiebreaker over them. So if they lose this game, Blazers win, Blazers can be the 5th seed. Just realize that looking at it now. Because the Blazers have the tiebreaker over them, right?
Well, I already said the Mavs guaranteed 5 spots. So there we go. Mavs.
And lastly, the Bulls going against the Bucks. The Bucks' only chance to get the 2nd seed will be the Nets to lose to the Cavs, and they to beat the Bulls.
Well, it seems like they hunted for that 2nd, so I got them getting it.
I got them. I don't know if I got them getting it, but I got the Bucks. I want them to get it, but I got the Bucks.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's go into the standings. Actually, do we even need to? I think we informed everybody.
Right? Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we're fine.
Yeah. We'll go back to the standings once
it's all said and done.
Yes, tomorrow's podcast. Well, all right. Time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts, y'all? Final regular season day today. Final games.
Yeah, final games. Well, you know what? Let's just see what happened. In terms of final games, let's just see what happened. I'm not going to say anything about it. Let's see what happened. But I do want to comment on something you said. You say you don't know much about 1960s basketball. Well, the only thing you need to know is the fact that the Celtics just ran over everybody. That's it. Like, let's just be honest.
Well, I do know. I don't know a lot. I know a good amount. I mean, I know, yes, the Celtics with their 11 all-star Hall of Famers they had on the roster. Yeah, beating poor old Jerry West and Elgin Bailey every year.
Exactly.
Beating Wilt Chamberlain every year.
If you was to tell me that the 12th to the 15th man on the Celtics roster during the 60s is a Hall of Famer, I will actually believe you. I will actually really believe
you. Yeah, but any final thoughts in terms of what's going to happen in terms of the playoffs, final games?
Man, so much. But no. I'll say this one thing. Even though I did not choose them, the Blazers better find a way. And let me tell you something. For some odd reason, they always find a way. They always find
some odd reason. It's no odd reason. It's Dame.
Exactly. Yeah, that man. He's another person who, believe it or not, he could single-handedly take over a game himself.
He could,
and
yeah.
have a huge impact on it too. Mm-hmm. So I don't take back choosing the Nuggets, but I take back the fact of saying it the way I did it, as if they're going to just get beaten easily. I feel like this is going to be a tough challenge for the Nuggets, just like how this will be a tough challenge for the Blazers. But I unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't have much. I lost a little bit. I still have faith, but I lost a little bit of it after everything you told me that has happened recently. Yes, and then they did go on their winning streak, but it's just like, that crucial game, man. I don't.
Had a chance to clinch it, and they failed.
Exactly.
But it should be an exciting final day of the NBA regular season, heading into the play-in and heading into the playoffs.
Yes.
But with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Please do. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, feedback, support channel, all that good stuff.
And of course, follow our IG and our TikTok in the description below.
And once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is the Mind of Basketball Podcast.